It's Saturday Night Dungeon. Welcome to the Liching Hour. It's Saturday night, which means X Crawl. Tonight, we are rejoining a group of heroes embroiled in a big dungeon event in Toronto at the Toronto Memorial Athletic Center. It is, in this certain adventure, it is New Year's Eve. They have just finished a huge epic battle on a old tournament kind of field with a jousting golem of sorts, a huge band of goblins, and some little runt wizard who was healing everybody at the same time. They just finished that. It took a while for them, but it was a big epic battle. Tonight they are continuing on into their dungeon. I am the Lich, and our current party is Strom, Owlbear Gurdon, it's a dwarf, Shalia Sunburned Steelwagon, our cleric, Mike's Brick Tommins, thief, Tina Supernova Gosling, the elf, and the beekeeper. And our tonight's sponsor is Teeter's Pleasure Palace. We'll hear more from them later. Where are we starting? We are starting at the very next action. So, the way these X crawls work, these big dungeon games, think any kind of sporting event. We've got a bunch of people sitting around in bleachers that are a big stadium that are watching adventurers go through this dungeon in real time in front of them. These guys just finished up a big fight. They've got a couple minutes. Our Shalia, our cleric, has run around and tried to lay on hands a few different people to get them back up. A couple of people have been hit. So we're kind of back up to 100%. Some might not be. And then it's time for them to go to the next round. There's a door leading out of the field, out of the tournament field they just got done with. And some stairs that lead up to yet another door. It's always doors. There's the most common creature in a dungeon. They get up to the door, and we've got a pretty good fight. I think this is going to be a pretty cool fight. I'm really looking forward to trying this out. A lot of stuff's going to be happening. Usually I like the chat to play too, although I'm finding it odd how to do combat. The best way to do combat. So you just spit out. Anybody who's watching wants to spit out things that they think somebody should do or some crazy thing that should happen. I'm going to throw it in and just let me know. But our characters, our heroes, open the door to a startling sight. A group of monsters and humanoids, fearsome and armed for battle, just milling around. They stop talking when you enter, like you just entered a coffee party or a dinner party. One of them, a red-skinned devil in a white jacket and yachting hat, holding a furious-looking oversized pug dog of evil aspect under each arm, waves as best as he can to get your attention. Hello! On the far wall, behind the group of creatures, is a 20-foot-long splatter-painted warning, "Beware wandering monsters." There are 5 doors leading out of this room. All of them are wide open. The creatures you see are the devil with the pugs, a 10-foot-tall, ridiculously muscled, bull-headed humanoid in heavy armor, a female orc in modern sports armor holding a compound bow with a scope, an elderly goblin in robes folding paper, and a disembodied spectral face, like a Halloween ghoul painted on an animated sheet. If you've joined us for any of the previous X crawls, this is a world like our own that's evolved out of a much more magic background, and so this is a big sporting event for this world. So there's such things as sporting armor, and there's some analog to Nike who makes armor and footwear and stuff for these athletes. The devil in the yachting cap with the 2 pugs, he goes, "Oh, hello, hi, hey. So, someone left all the doors open. I don't think that was part of the plan to face us all together. But Now that we're here, and he tosses the pugs, and the pugs come snarling out of his arms, heading straight for. Now we're going to assume all the characters have come into the room. This is at the point, once all the characters in the room, this is when the devil says this. And anybody watching want to say who the pugs go for? Because I don't have a set idea who they come heading for first. But we are rolling initiative. Let's roll initiative. Okay. Got a lot of combatants here tonight. We've got 5 monsters. Six actually. 6 monsters and 6 contestants. So we've got 12 initiatives to roll. Let's get to it. All right. I think we do Owlbear first. He's our warrior. He's got a 12. Brick. Think Dread Pirate Roberts, but like thicker and a bigger dude. He's like a big thief, not the typical size you'd expect from a thief. He rolls an 18, plus 1 is a 19. Good show, old man. Sunburn, our cleric. She's a big girl too, but big, more like made of Tarth big. She rolls a 17. Wow, they're rolling pretty good tonight. Supernova, our elf, Tina. She rolls that was a 10. Yep, that was a 10. Her plus 2, so she's got a 12. All right. And that's Sunburn. She's 12. And then the Beekeeper. The Beekeeper, he wasn't in the party the last X-Crawl event. Well, neither was Owlbear either. The Beekeeper's a mystery. Hooded figure. He has a large bee. We assume that's why he has the name he does. He has a huge bee as a familiar. Giant bee that goes around stinging folk. It's nasty business. Actually, its name is Nasty Business. No, it's Bee Nasty. Bee Nasty the Bee. 16. 16, he rolls a 17 initiative. Okay, so the team is starting out really good. Now let's roll for the beasts. Sorry, I won't be insulting. For the opponents. Okay. So, we have the Devil Fellow. Now, the Devil Fellow, his name is Commodore Beelzebub. Apparently, he's an ex-adventurer who Dungeon Crawl Classics, that's the system we're playing. Dungeon Crawl Classics has this thing with spell casting where if you fail in certain ways, like a critical failure, you might get some corruption. The spells and the magic might corrupt you in some way. And he is a spellcaster who endured some corruption in the course of the X-Crawls, and the effects of that was that he looks like this devil. And so because of that, though, he's been asked to come on and be a participant on the enemy side of the games. Captain Commodore Beelzebub. But apparently he's a master salesman. The hell? Navy sales boat? Whatever. Sailor. Jeez. Sailor. Okay, we're going to roll for him first. And he rolls an 18. Plus 1, so he's rocking a 19. 19 at some point. 19. Alright. Then we got the pugs. These are hell pugs. Sunburn, our cleric, can smell the chaos on them. Ooh, they roll a 1. So they come, he drops them, and they're obviously gonna come right over, like, rawr, but they're like, their little claws are scurrying on the floor, because it's not like it's like a little more of a shinier, harder, smoother surface. And so it's obvious the fight's begun, but those guys aren't coming anytime soon. Then there's this orc. The orc immediately, when the devil says this and drops the pugs, she steps back a little bit, almost like as if kind of going into the shadows. She's a hunter, kind of master hunter named Splitfoot. She's got the compound bow and a nasty trench knife, and I think she's going to be picking people off. Her plan is going to be shooting arrows out from the darkness. She's got a, yeah, so her initiative's +3, so she's got a 14. Then we got the big Minotaur, although they call him a Maxitor. I can't quite see. I don't. The drawings in the module show him having a normal human head, but then it describes it having a bull head. So I think he's just a human with a really large head, but he's super big dude with a battle scythe. He's going to be the biggest challenge, I think. He's got some high hit points. Let's roll for him. He's got a 13. All right. And then we have this little goblin dude. He also backs up just like the orc did, and he's pulls out. Looks like he's got a little piece of rice paper or something, and he's a little robe dude, like it might be a wizard or something. But he's starting to fold the paper for some reason. We'll roll for him. 20. Okay, origami master. And then the floating head dude. He's flying around everybody's head. He's just a floating head. Don't even know if you can hit him. He rolls a 17. All right. Hold on one second. I gotta fix some technical issue. Dice cam is experiencing some. There we go. Back on. Wax on. Wax off. We're back up. All right. Okay. Let's do this. We have. Okay. Who's our highest? The small goblin in the robes is first. Do we have an 18? I think we have a 19. Beelzebub. Brick is 19. Well, he goes next. Brick is our rogue, our thief. He's a big thief, not your typical, stereotypical thief, and he likes to he wields double daggers. He's pretty good at them with them. Next up is Commodore Beelzebub. Sorry, not Captain. He would probably be insulted by that. Then Sunburn, our cleric. Then the beekeeper. Yeah. The beekeeper. And then the master of riddles. Then Splitfoot, the orc, Maxitor, the Minotaur, I guess I'm assuming a Minotaur, and then Owlbear. Okay, Owlbear, Supernova, and then finally the pugs. Hell pugs. We have an initiative. All right, let's set the scene. We are in. Actually, let's do this. We're gonna set this scene. Our heroes open a door and file into what looks like it could be a cocktail party, a monster cocktail party. The moment they're all in and the door shuts behind them, the devil tells them that the devil tells them they've come to the right party, but they're dressed all wrong, and the fight is on. In the big middle room here this is where it's going to happen. It looks like it's a 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 by 7 room, 70 by 70 foot room with doors all the way around. The top northern door is where they came in. So everybody's kind of spread out. The orc is moving south, back to the south corner. There's the south. Well, if we're looking at the map, yeah, the southeast corner of the room. The origami, the goblin's moving dead south. The Minotaur is going to be doing something. He's probably going to get in people's faces. And then let's see, who's up first? The Origami Master. Let's start there. Origami Master. That's our little goblin. What does that mean? What does Origami Master mean? Well, we're about to find out. So he moves back, and he's got a little piece of paper, and he's all, what's his name from Blade Runner with it? Does this little thing, and he holds it up in his little hand, and he drops it. And when it falls, the piece of paper kind of transforms into a, not huge, but a dangerous looking sized origami tiger that stretches, and then he does this little kind of thing, and the tiger's going to start off. So from here on out, when it's his time, there's also a tiger when it's his initiative turn. And the tiger, even though it looks like it's made of paper, the claws look just as sharp, and so do the fangs. So that was the goblin. So that's going to be fun. Then we got Brick. All right. So Brick's a thief. I mean, quick look around the room. There's nothing that looks like he's going to be able to pull off any kind of thiefy stuff. Nothing to hide in. No real shadows. I said that earlier, but there isn't really any shadows. It's kind of a bright lit room. He does notice that. I mean, he is thinking that at any point when he needs to, if he needs to get out for a minute, he can escape into one of the doors. Yeah, in fact, he does take note of the two to the left and right of him. If he needs to lead something out, or disappear for a minute and then come back in to be able to backstab somebody. In fact, he also is looking around the room. He notices the orc moving. Looks like it's going to be moving back. It's got that. Obviously, the orc is going to be a pain in the ass with that bow. He does not want to tangle with the Minotaur. He's a big dude, but that guy's got a huge scythe, and Owlbear. He can. Brick can. They haven't worked together very often, but Brick can already smell Owlbear's anticipation of fighting this big Minotaur. I mean, that's the kind of Owlbear's the only chaotic one of the bunch. He doesn't like working with a team, so Brick already knows that he's going to charge this Minotaur, and he is. So, let's see. Brick is thinking tactically, and I'm kind of thinking Brick is going to head. Maybe he'll do something unexpected. Maybe he runs into he goes 30 feet. I would say his speed is 30 feet. In Dungeon Crawl Classics, when you fight, you get a move and you get an action until you're higher levels and you get more actions. But I'm saying he could, he could move and go into that door for 1-9, that door to his left. He's standing to the left of that northern door. So he could unexpectedly just take off on everybody, head to that door. If he can get somebody to follow him, that's good, because he'd rather fight somebody one-on-one, maybe in a smaller area. But if they don't follow him, they can forget about him and he can come back. Or not forget about him, but like maybe not be paying attention, where he can come back in and really do some damage with his backstabbing. So the question is then, I'm thinking that would be cool. The question is does he do anything before he does that? Let's see, he's got 2 daggers and he's got javelins. Oh yeah, he's got Teeter's pokers. So all these people are all our heroes are wearing or are equipped with some sort of sponsored equipment. He happens to have a set of Teeter's pokers, which are pink javelins. They're sharp, mind you. They got to be sharp. Everything's sharp at Teeter's. He could definitely throw one in time. Let's see. Throw. Well, he's got to equip them. It kind of takes an action. No, it kind of takes an action for him to pull out a javelin. So instead of that, he's just gonna head. Okay, so Brick uses his turn to rush through the door to his left, which of course Owlbear doesn't notice, but Sunbird notices and is like, "What the?" But I think she'd get it right away. Who's next? That's what Brick does. Commodore Beelzebub. Unbeknownst to the party, Beelzebub has already cast Magic Shield on himself. And because we have another caster as an enemy here, we're going to have some fun with Dungeon Crawl Classics spell dueling rule set. It's pretty simple. You kind of do a spell check against each other, like dual spell checks. But then there's a couple tables that you roll on to see what happens when someone attempts to counterspell. Let's see if we're going to do that now. Let's say he's a clever, nasty dude. I think his first thought is to make he thinks would be really fun is he's got Enlarge as a spell. I think he would cast Enlarge on, his intent is to cast them on both of the pugs to make them even bigger. So he's going to, oh wait, would anybody be able to counter that though? Yes. Okay. Beelzebub goes to cast Enlarge. He starts speaking words. An eye opens up in his forehead. Bloodshot eye. It's part of his mercurial magic. When he goes to cast that particular spell, that's what happens with him. Tina, Supernova, she has the same spell. If you have the same spell, my understanding of the rules for spell casting duels, see if you have the same offensive spell, which is Enlarge, kind of an offensive spell, then you can, I think, let me see. Yeah. So she can cast it to counter his. And then because she calls, okay, so he's about to call it. Tina knows what he can feel, can see, can hear, hears him, knows what he's casting, knows that that's her spell too. She calls that she's going to counter spell it. Mechanically speaking, we say she's going to counter, which moves her up in the initiative and gives her ability. We're going to roll off right now. When it does become her turn later on, in an initiative order, she won't get it. She'll have to skip it. But for now, she gets to try to counter his spell. So this will be the first chance of his. Will he make the pugs big? Will Tina's counterspell work? Let's roll. We're going to roll for him first. All right. Yellow is... yellow is Beelzebub. Oh no, let's get a red one for Beelzebub. That would make sense. All right. Red is the devil. And yellow is Supernova. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Supernova. Holy crap. She's... Alright, for this to even work, she's got to succeed at the spell. Okay. The first game that she was in Brooklyn a few weeks back. And in that game, she attempted to cast Enlarge as well and fumbled it and forgot it. So, in fact, I think one is really bad. She might have to, actually, we might have to spend some luck here and make sure that it doesn't, like, blow up in her face. Let's see. Enlarge. Yeah, because she could be corrupted. So, Dungeon Crawl Classics allows you to expend your luck, where you lose it permanently. We don't have any halflings in the party that can do it for her. So where's she at? Yeah. So she's gonna spend a point of luck just so that's not a 1, because if she doesn't spend that luck to move that up 1 point to 2, she might have to be corrupted, and we don't want to get Supernova corrupted. So her luck moves down to a 7. She spends that 1 luck. Obviously, she does not counter that spell. Obviously, those pugs are getting larger. Commodore gets a +4 on his roll, so that's actually a 19. And a 19 means the target increases in size by 50%, conferring a +2 bonus to attacks, damage, and AC due to greater size and strength. Now, it only affects one of them. So one of these pugs is 50% bigger. The party gets a little more, I was like, oh shit, when this one of the pugs goes, and now it's not scrambling on the floor anymore, it's moving. So let's see. How pug big? +2, so its AC is much bigger. And then +2 attack and damage. Alright, big dude. Okay, Commodore, that was you. Sunburn. Alright, Sunburn watches Brick run out. She senses the nastiness, the chaos, that these are hell pugs. These are hellish creatures. Her first instinct, her gut tells her that that it's time to send them back to hell. Especially since the one is much larger than it was initially. So her first reaction is to turn these suckers. She's a good cleric. She knows her stuff. So she's got a roll to do that. She rolls, and I'm pretty sure you add your spell modifier for turning stuff. No, not that. Not there. Not there either. Yeah. So I had this all open to specific pages I wanted, and then I didn't. Oh no, you don't get to add. You just add your level. So she rolled a 9, which means she didn't turn shit. So she goes, back, foul beast, run back, foul beast, and yeah, they're not having it. They're coming right at her. In fact, I think we've just found our first target for the Hellpugs. All right, so that was Sunburn's turn. Beekeeper. All right, Beekeeper has his buddy Bee Nasty. Beekeeper is toting a teeter staff of poking. Let's say teeter staff of prodding. I mean, yeah. So he cast a choking cloud in his last battle, which doesn't mean he can't cast it now. He tried to cast Magic Shield and he failed it, so he lost that. And then he has another trick up his sleeve. The cloud might be too small of a room for the cloud. Let's see. He would know better than I would. Like how big of... about 20 feet is what he thinks he could be able to do. Let's see. So I'm assuming, yeah, my assumption is these are 10-foot squares. So yeah, 20 feet. You could think about it. Or he could do force manipulation. Who would he target? I think the Beekeeper is going to... I mean, we just saw he's smelt another spellcaster. Whereas Tina is an elf, so she's inherently magic. She casts spells. The beekeeper, he wants to be the sorcerer of the X Crawl games, so he's gonna focus on yes, yeah, he's gonna try to put out the. Well, then you got the goblin too, right? The goblin. Okay, he's sending the bee to go hit the goblin. All right, Bee Nasty. He heads off to the goblin, and then Beekeeper is quick casting a spell of force manipulation. Yeah, he's a Jedi. He gets a +4 to his spell checks. The Beekeeper does not mess around. He rolls an 11, which I don't even think that. Let's see. It's F. All right, so he rolls an 11. He's gonna spend a point of luck. He's gonna spend a point of luck. He's got quite a bit of luck. He's gonna spend a point of luck so that he doesn't lose it, and he just barely succeeds with a 12, which means he creates. Oh, he doesn't have any kind of mercurial. His mercurial effect for this, the effect that when he casts a spell that's specific just to him, is called chain casting, and every time he succeeds, he gets a +1 to the spell check to casting that spell again. So burning 1 point of luck in order to be able to cast a spell is a good thing for him, because it gives him a +1 because of his the chain casting up to a maximum of +2. So but let's see how this actually manifests, how the spell manifests in his hands. 1d4 3. So all right, so he's going to create an apple-sized sphere of force that can be hurled as a weapon, and blocks of blue energy descend from above to form the object or barrier. So he speaks his words. These blocks of blue energy drop out of the sky, form around and he shapes them into an apple-sized ball, and he shoots it out at Beelzebub, at the Commodore. And it does not miss. Hits the Commodore. Let's see how hard it hits him. Does 1d6. Jeez. Okay, so everybody rolled awesomely on initiative, but they are not rolling good on everything else. So he shoots it at, and it hits Commodore like boom. And Commodore has a new target. All right, so anyway, that's a point of damage to the Commodore. I mean, the Commodore doesn't have a huge amount of hit points, but one isn't really that. Wait, hold the phone. It does 1d6 damage per caster level, and the Beekeeper is level 2. So we're gonna roll another one. 4. He's doing 5. Okay. Rewind. Throws this ball of force. It hits the Beekeeper, knocks his hat off. Like flounders. Because he took a healthy bit of damage on that one. And because the Beekeeper's already done his not the Beekeeper, but because Commodore's already done his action for this round or this turn, he can't counter. So he wasn't able to counter that spell, and he takes 5 points of damage. Man, if Beekeeper would have rolled better on that first roll, he might have really took this guy out. So Commodore hurt. B is heading towards the bee is heading towards the goblin. He's not there yet, though. The Master of Riddles, so this big flying head flying around, he flies over and he comes right at uh, he sees Brick leaving. He flies in, and he follows Brick into the other room, and he comes up to Brick, and Brick is like, "What the?" And it comes up. He goes, "Are you ready for my riddle?" And Brick goes, "No." Ugh, and it flies out. "Are you ready for my riddle?" No. That was its turn. That was the Master of Riddles' turn. Splitfoot. All right, Splitfoot, move back. She's moving back to a corner in the room, southeast corner, and she's got her longbow. It was in her hand when they walked in the room, and she is knocking an arrow. And who is her? Okay, so she just saw the beekeeper do some crazy stuff. Yeah. Yeah, the beekeeper just almost killed the Commodore. He hit him hard. He is a force. Um, Although she does consider shooting his bee out of the air because it's a nasty son little thing. But she thinks maybe if she cuts the head of the serpent off, the bee will follow, which is pretty accurate. So she knocks an arrow and it sends it the beekeeper's way. Yeah. All right, so she's a warrior technically, so she gets a D die. She gets a 1d4 D die actually, which I believe is this one. Anybody who didn't watch last night's campaign episode didn't see me announce that I got yeah, it's a huge announcement. I picked up the Dungeon Crawl Classics awesome weird dice. Like I got a D4, a 1D. Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, D4. That's just okay. That's not anything special. But I got 1D3s. I got 1D16s. I got 1D14s. Got 1D3. All right, I just got to roll 1D4 and her roll. Let's do this. Okay. So she rolls a that was a 3. She rolls well. Okay, so the die roll is going both ways, and that's kind of cool. So she rolls a 3 plus 1 is 4. Plus 4, just straight up plus 4 for 8. His armor class is 11. So she picks up. She aims. Maybe she pulls a little too. He does his thing. She's a little shaken up, or she isn't sure if the bee is coming for her or the goblin. So she isn't right on par, and she shoots, and it flies past the beekeeper and embeds in the wall next to him. Now we're at Max Tor. Roar! Doom, doom, doom. I think one crazy person to another. He's locked eyes with Owlbear. Owlbear's our dwarf, and Owlbear's maybe just sitting there going, ah, ah. The Maxator locks eyes with him, and he's going for him. Also, Owlbear has the best, is the most well equipped. He's got chainmail. He's carrying a Teeter's Saucy Saucer, which is a good bashing. It's pink, and it's got like rubber spikes on it, but it does give him a 1d4 damage roll instead of 1d3, a typical shield for a shield bash. Yeah, they've locked eyes. It's murder time. Glorious death. Max Tor comes running up with his mighty battle scythe. He's definitely gonna make it. He can run and hit Owlbear. Owlbear sets himself, throws up his shield, and let's see what happens. Let's see. He's got a D die as well. Wait, does the Minotaur have a D die? D die. Is he considered a warrior? Bart the Maxitor. No, he does not. He does have tremendous strength, though. Does quite a bit of damage. He does get plus 4. So, rolling. And he rolls a 1, folks. He fumbles. And he fumbles with a D12. So we're going to roll him the fumble chart with a D12. I haven't done a huge amount of fumbles, so I'm not quite sure if a D12 is a good thing or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing for the party. All right, I need a D12. Anybody got a D12? My kingdom for a D. There we go. All right. All right, he rolls a 3. Your weapon comes loose in your hand. You quickly grab it, but your grip is disrupted. You take a -2 penalty on your next attack roll. So he charges, but his large battle scythe catches on his foot or something, on a piece of the floor, crack in the floor, and he loses his grip a little bit, and is like and it comes loose, and he swings, and totally glances off Owlbear's shield, and now he's got to regain his footing. So he's got a -2 to the next attack roll. It's like, do you guys even fight? Have you guys all fought before? All right, but it's Owlbear's turn. He's up next. So that scythe glances off his shield. He sees that at this point, he knows, he sees that the Maxitor is a little off his game. His scythe is sitting a little uneasy in his hands. He's got a nasty hand axe. He steps up inside his arm where the Maxitor's arm range, and just tries to bury that hand axe right into his gut. So let's roll for that. Okay, dwarves are like warriors. They get deed dice as well. What that means is he gets a roll a 1d3 and add it to his roll, and that it's also added to his damage. But he does get +4. He gets a lot. Oh, he's gonna freaking need it too. 2 + 3 is 5, + 4 is 9, and the Maxitor's AC is much more than 9. In fact, the Maxitor's AC is 17. So Owlbear swipes his hand axe, completely glances off this dude's armor. Doesn't go through in the gut at all. But he slices and then he shoves his Teeter Saucy Saucer right into. Maybe he can hit him, and he tries to hit him in the gut again, take his wind out of his breath. So he rolls for that as well. A D14. I have one of those. Here it is. No, it's D16. I have a D14. Where are you? Where are you? You look kind of like a D12, but you're not. There you are. All right, D14. Oh, wait. This guy's armor class is 17. He can't make no. Well, does he get the plus? He does. Well, +3 is 13. Nope. So he tries a shield bash. He just goes, boom. Yes, this is a worthy foe. Owlbear. Next up, Supernova. Supernova attempted to cancel out. That was embarrassing. It seems like, in fact, it always seems like it's the first thing she tries to do is when she fails. But that's okay. She usually pulls her own later on. Next up, we got our big dogs. Well, one of them. One's huge. The other one's not so huge. And they're coming right at Sunburn. They attack together. We're going to roll 1 for each. The big one. Alright. The big one's going to be purple. The big one rolls a 2 + 2 is 4. Plus another 2 is 6. Doesn't matter. This ain't happening. 6 + 2 is 8. Sunburn's AC is 13. That's very anticlimactic. So they come in, and she's ready for them because she failed her turning, and she's all armored up too, and she blocks one's bite with her mace. It grabs on and like but one of those, and she sidesteps the other one as it comes and tries to bite her on her side. The big one. So the big one All right, so what's 50% of a pug? So the pugs aren't that big, right? So 50% more, it's not that big. It's like a normal dog. So now we're at the Origami Master. We're back at the top of the turn. We're still in the same room. I think people should, we'll see. The Origami Master has kind of got that thought in his head. Kind of the same thinking as Brick. He wants to move himself into that A door there. Right? No, he's going to move himself into the 1-8. The one with the yacht. He's going to move himself into that door so he can make himself animals and send the animals into the room to cause problems. He has ordered his tiger to attack the beekeeper. Yes. Yeah. He's got a lot of this paper tiger has got a lot of. He's going to take another turn to run up there to get to the beekeeper. The party is pretty much all up against the wall, the northern wall for the most part, I think. And the goblin had moved back to the back wall. So the tiger still has a minute to get there. But the Origami Master has time to make another animal. So with his little wizardry, with his little thing, he makes another one. He plops it out, and it's a kudos to his skills. He's pretty good because he's made a rather large spider that is now up on its little paper legs and is now off. He sends it off, and he sent this one off towards the elf because he hates elves, as most goblins do. So we now have two paper animals in play. They're racing towards the players as we speak. Origami Master done. Brick. All right. So Brick turns around, peeks out the doorway. No one has paid much attention to him. So that kind of worked, right? But that means also where he is kind of, he can't do anything to the orc, he's maybe who he should. Maybe though, could he? Are there any shadows in this room? That's the real question. He can climb sheer surfaces. He can sneak silently. Do we give him a shot at X coming back out of the door and trying sneaking south down the room towards Splitfoot? He's got the javelins too. Let's do it. Let's do something thiefy. So, okay. He's going to come out. He's going to start sneaking down, hugging the wall, the eastern wall, south towards Splitfoot the orc. We're going to roll opposing. He's going to roll for his sneaking silently, and where's Splitfoot? Splitfoot. We need her stats. She's going to do a she's just going to do an opposing roll and add her intelligence. Let's see. Infravision, fumble. She can see. Oh, she can see in the dark. But she's busy, right? She's focusing on other people. He's sneaking silently. Okay, so I don't get I don't have an intelligence roll on her, so we are going to use will as a will save. What's his +0? So she is going to be blue. Brick is purple. Brick rolls a 9. She rolls a 5. He succeeds in moving down the wall closer to her. He can only move so far though, so he's not attacking this turn. He's just moving up on her. Next turn, he'll be able to rush up. He's not going to be able to backstab her, but he will be able to be right up in her face with his daggers. So that's what Brick's doing. All right, we're at the Commodore. Commodore just got hit really hard, and he did not like that. So, what's he got? Okay. Oh, hold up, hold up, hold up. I missed something. Oh no. So his magic shield blocks magic missile and reduces damage from arrows, sling stones, etc. by 10 points each. But it didn't say nothing about force. So never mind. He took his damage. He did not like that. He was not ready for that kind of business. So he needs to either flee. Yeah, he's fleeing. That's what I would do with 2 hit points, right? He's got 2 hit points left. He's taken off. Plus, they'll make it a little more interesting. So he obviously chills out his room that he was supposed to be in as 1-8 there with the yacht boat. So he's fleeing back. It's gonna take him a turn to get through that doorway though. So he's on his way out. There's nothing else he can really cast. He's already cast Magic Shield on himself. Well, no. He's going to try to cast Magic Shield on one of the other people. Somebody very annoying to... Yeah. So he's going to cast Magic Shield on the Maxitor to make him even more of a horrifying juggernaut. So we'll do a spell check. Let's see. Magic Shield's cast with... Okay, he gets to cast it with a 1d24, actually. Which I have. 1d24. I think it's this one. Yeah. This one tends to want to roll a lot. Die roll time. All right, so 13 plus 4, 17. You know, he's definitely casting that sucker. Okay. So Magic Shield on the... What did I say? 17? The caster conjures a shield that provides a +4 bonus to AC for 2d6 rounds. All right, 2d6 is 6 rounds. So for 6 rounds, the Maxitor is now rocking a 21 AC. Hold up. Wait a minute. I want to rock right now. My name's Rob. Okay. Guess who has Magic Shield? It's Tina. Okay? Should have said this before, but she is going to attempt a counterspell. He rolled a 17. She just needs to succeed. So let's see. She's going to try to cast Magic Shield. Nice. She rolls a 16. 16 to his 17. Okay. Let's check out what happens here. Hold please. I consult the manual. Here we go. Okay. So they both get a momentum die. The Commodore gets a 10, and Supernova gets a 10, and okay, so Beelzebub won that technically. He's 11. He moves up. So we look at class reference. Okay, the attacker spell check was 17. The defender's was 16. So it's a D3. Got it. We're rolling a D3 plus 1. 1 is a 2. Attacker was high. Says push through D8. Roll D8. Subtract this from the defender's spell check. Defender's spell takes effect at this lower result. An attacker's spell takes effect first at normal spell check result. Okay, so that means she reroll a 1d8. Rolo. That's not low. So 16 minus 7 is yeah, it's 9, which I think means she loses the spell. Come on, man. The 9's a loss, isn't it? Yeah. So she loses Magic Shield for the rest of the game. Not good for her. Not good. Yeah. Okay. So she loses that. He succeeds. +4 AC to the Maxitor, who's now rocking 21 AC for 6 rounds. That's tough. That's a tough thing. But that does not go unnoticed. The Beekeeper, he had forgotten Magic Shield as well in the last battle, so he wasn't able to counterspell. All right, that was Beelzebub as he's running away. So he casts that and he splits. Sunburn, our cleric, cornered up against the wall by 2 pit bull, nasty, hellish pit bulls. She, first off, she casts protection from evil. Does her spell check 4? Wow, dude. Okay. It does not work. But she does not gain disfavor. Well, no, she doesn't yet. Okay. We'll keep track of disfavor range. So when a cleric in Dungeon Crawl Classics fails a spell check for their spell, they risk disfavor from their deity. If she rolls, if she had rolled a 1 on this roll, she would get disfavor, and she'd have to do something immediately to rectify the situation. Every time she fails, but it's not a 1, that increases the range by 1, so she now gets disfavor on a 1 or 2. It's terrible. Okay, Beekeeper. Beekeeper's bee. Let's take care of Bee Nasty first. His bee. This giant bee comes straight at, is zeroing in on the goblin, the Origami Master. The bee gets +5 attack. Just rocks. And yeah. You know what's cool is no. So part of being this type of familiar that he has, he can cast through the familiar. So if he wanted to cast like Force Manipulation again or Choking Cloud, he could cast it and have it happen where the bee is, which is something we want to keep in mind. But right now he's not, because I think Beekeeper is going to be focused on making sure the Commodore does not get out alive. All right, the bee zeroing in on. Let's roll. Like all these d20s are doing really bad. Let's find a different d20. Something for a bee. Yellow. Okay, here we go. Bee Nasty rolls a 17. +5 is 21. He buries his stinger, which is a good half a foot stinger, into the goblin. He will be doing 1d6 +1 points of damage. Yeah, the goblin only had. The Origami Master only has a AC of he has an AC of 15. Doesn't dodge that. 1d6. Oops. Oh, let's roll another yellow. This one. 4 points of damage. The Origami Master screams in pain, but he is not. He is not dead. Oops. It's the other way around. He is not dead, but he is not good. Good job, Be Nasty. And he doesn't leave his stinger in his arm, in the goblin's body. Beekeeper, because he knows he's got that kind of special. He knows every time he casts the force manipulation, he gets better and better at it. So he casts it again, aiming right for the Commodore. We're gonna roll yellow with Beekeeper from here on out because that works. He rolls a 10 plus 5, so he rolls a 15. So that's good. That's good. He's definitely succeeded at it. Not magic missile. Here we go. 15. So he, at this point, so every time you roll, every time you cast a spell in Dungeon Crawl Classics, you consult a chart for that spell, specifically for that spell. And different rolls determine different effects of the spell. So it's not like necessarily like D&D where you have a spell, it does one effect, and that's it. This could, like, at this point, he could choose to create a floating platform that he could put stuff on, or he could do the Sphere of Force, which of course he's going to do the Force Sphere. Same thing happens. He calls out, but this time he does it a little bit more flourish for the crowd. The crowd's going crazy. He goes, you hear the Beekeeper, Beekeeper. He opens up his hands, and the blue energy comes down, and he brings them together and shoots this apple-sized ball straight at the Commodore, doing 2d6 points of damage. 6 points of damage. He knocks the Commodore in the back. The Commodore falters and falls and is not getting back up. One down. More to go. Beekeeper, Beekeeper. The Beekeeper is quickly becoming a crowd favorite. Whew. I mean, how could he not? We need to get him. Actually, it would be cool, Bob. Is we get the Beekeeper a yellow and black striped robe. That'd be cool, right? No, okay. All right. The Master of Riddles pulls up alongside the Beekeeper. Are you ready for my riddle? No. We just hear a voice, no, come from underneath the hood. And the Master of Riddle goes, ah! Just buzzes off. Splitfoot. Not aware of the large thief sneaking up to her right, she notches another arrow, squints, and this time takes a little bit more time with her shot, aiming for the Beekeeper. If she can bring down the Beekeeper, what will the crowd do? She'll get some fame too, right? Yes, black. She lets loose. 15. Oh, she gets to roll a 1d4 as well. I mean, she's hitting, but we might as well roll it 2. 17 plus 4 is 21. She definitely hits the Beekeeper. How bad? That's the question. She does 1d6 plus the 2 from the D die. D6. 8 points of damage. Holy crap. Don't fret, though. Don't fret. The Beekeeper is a pretty hardy fellow. The Beekeeper shoots the thing. Commodore goes down. He's standing there. The thing comes around. He says no, and then suddenly an arrow comes out of nowhere and hits him in the leg. And we hear a gurgle, like, roar. The crowd goes quiet. Gasp. And Splitfoot smiles. Still got it. So he did 8 points of damage. She did 8 points of damage. And the Beekeeper took it in the leg like a chet. No. He didn't take it in the knee. No. And the meaty part of his thigh. Yes. So there's that. That was Splitfoot. Maxitor. All right. The Maxitor. His scythe isn't in his hands very well, but that doesn't stop him for attempting to swipe at Owlbear, our dwarf. So he gets a -2. Holy crap! Okay, so he fumbles again. Our mega juggernaut is not. It's a good thing. It's a good thing because I don't know how anybody's gonna hit him right now. D12. Where are you at? D12. Purple pills. Okay. He's rolling a 6 on the fumble table. What can that mean? What can a 6 mean? 6. Your weapon becomes entangled in your armor. You must spend your next round untangling them. In addition, your armor bonus is reduced by 1 until you spend 10 minutes refitting the tangled buckles and straps. Okay, so because his scythe had gotten loose in his hand, when he comes back around to try to correct himself to swing again, it gets tangled up in some hoops in his armor, and it's like, so he is shit. What was the mechanical part of that? The mechanical part was, oh yeah, he's out for the next round. Okay, so that doesn't happen. In the next round, he's got to untangle it, which leaves him wide open for Owlbear. Owlbear was not happy with the effect of his hand axe last time, so this time he's heading for his his leg, like his lower leg. He's gonna take this beast out at the leg. He's gonna chop down this tree. We need an official Owlbear 20-sided. I like this one. This looks like, yes, this is a good dwarven die. All right, he's got to roll really good though, and he gets his D die, so 1d3. Will we see the first good roll of the night, folks? Let's see. No, jeez, 3 and 3 and. He needed 21 and more to hit. So he goes for his leg, but he ends up hitting the staff of the scythe, which just kind of drives it in, makes it more of a clusterfuck with the Maxitor trying to. So Owlbear misses. Disappointing. Supernova. Tina attempted yet again to counterspell and paid the price. She is out of this round for this round. And we're back to the Hellpugs, our nasty little buggers. They are focused on the cleric. We're going to roll for 2 of them. The big one was purple, if I do believe. Okay, one of them fumbles. Can a dog fumble? Let's see. No, I don't think they can really fumble. No. The other one rolls a 16 though, and that's all he needed to hit her. And that was the big one. So he was getting +2 on that anyway. So he's now doing 1d4. He gets they're at a 1d4 -1, but with the +2, so he's a +1, doing 2 points of damage. 2 points of damage of sunburn. No, that's not the right one. There we go. Okay. He bites her. Let's see. She blocked him with her mace, sidestepped the other one, and then he came again. He got her. He went for her leg. He got her ankle and lower calf. So that was it. That was the Hellpugs. Origami Master, a paper tiger has entered the fray. The paper tiger is going for. Did I say he was sending him at the beekeeper? Yes. So the beekeeper is getting harried. The beekeeper now has to deal with this paper tiger who charges in at him. Paper tiger. But the paper tiger is not that good. He's not huge, but he's not very good either. So he snaps at him. The beekeeper's able to swoosh out of the way and steps back to address the new threat. The spider comes crawling, and he is heading towards Supernova, the elf. Oh, because the Origami Master hates elves. The Origami Master, however, is being harried himself by the bee. So I think he's got to take a minute to, yes, he's got a dagger. He pulls out a dagger, and he's going to, he pulls out a dagger and does his run for the door. That's what he's doing. He's running for the door to where the Commodore was running towards, hoping to get away from the bee. And if not, to stab it with his steely knives. So that moves us on to Brick. Brick. Finally, getting into the business. Brick comes out of the shadows, charging up to Splitfoot, going in with his daggers. She didn't expect it, but she doesn't necessarily get surprised. Yeah, so her AC is pretty decent. All right, he rolls because he's double fisting out with his things. He rolls one less die in the die chain, which means instead of D20s, he's rolling D16s, which I have one here. Yes, he's gonna roll 2 of these bad boys, but he does get +2 on them both. Yeah. 12, 8. Yeah. So he's going to be rolling a lot better to get past that armor class. He couldn't have done backstabbing. But yeah, he didn't hit on either one. He comes at, she's startled, but her armor saves her on that. Her like sport armor. Commodore Beelzebub. Sunburn. Sunburn has failed twice. This time, she doesn't feel like she's going to fail. This time, protection from evil failed her. She wasn't able to turn him. She got to get this dog off her. She tries it again, this time striking out with her voice, like very forcefully. She is going to turn these little bastards. She rolls her spell check for it. And she rolls a 12 plus her level is 14. I think she's going to make it this time. I think ultimately that means she's just going to turn 1. 14. Nope. She does 1d3 plus her class level, which is so she can turn more than 1. She only needs to turn the 2. She's definitely turning the 2. They do get a saving throw though. They get a saving throw of willpower. Boo. They got to beat. So they have to beat 14. Saving throws, beating 14. They get +3. Whoa. All right. Oh, I didn't call out which one was the big one. We're going to say the big one rolled the 20. The big one doesn't run. The other one squeals and runs off. He's going to be gone for 3 to 10 minutes. He's gone. All right. So the other one runs off. He runs off to this where the little dog house is with 1-7. The other one stays. Okay, Sunburn. Half the problem's gone. Beekeeper. Beekeeper's besieged. He's got a paper tiger fighting him. He's got somebody shooting him from somewhere. He looks over to where he saw where the arrow came from, and notices that the he notices the orc, but he sees that Brick is in the over there, so he doesn't want to cast Choking Cloud. He's hoping Brick will keep her off him. So oh, well, actually, let's the bee is still on the Origami Master. Be nasty. Bzz, bzz. Oh yeah, 15 plus 5 is 20. He's doing 1d6 plus 1, doing 4 points of damage. The goblin is pulling out his dagger. The Origami Master pulling out his dagger, and he's running to the door. He's like, ah! And the bee comes in and right through his neck, and he falls down. And the crowd goes nuts. Be nasty, be nasty. There's big signs that people draw on, like the bee and be nasty, and people saying I be nasty. It's a pretty big deal. You got to be here to see it. So Origami Master toasted. Beekeeper himself. Beekeeper himself is what's he gonna do, man? He has the Staff of Poking. He has a spell called Cantrip, which he can do different things with. I wonder, he's a smart dude. He sees that this tiger is made out of paper. The tiger doesn't go away, by the way. The Origami Master falls. The tiger's still there. But the tiger's made out of paper. I wonder if he could cast let's see. Spark something. No. It's more like effects and stuff. Okay. He doesn't have flaming hands. He does have Teeter's Staff of Prodding. So he pulls out. He's going to take the turn to pull out the staff. He's got to. The thing's up there right in his face. Problem. Pulls out his staff. He's going to go melee on this sucker. That's his round. Meanwhile, the Master of Riddles rolls up to Owlbear. It's like, "Are you ready for my riddle?" And Owlbear goes, "Get the fuck out of my face! Damn it!" I love the Master of Riddles. It'd be funny if ready for my riddle, and you say yes, and it's like, you have passed. Splitfoot has found herself in a little bit of melee. She drops her longbow and pulls out her trench knife, and it's gonna get nasty up in here. Knife fight, but that takes her turn this round. Maxitor is trying to get his scythe back. Owlbear, what are you doing, Owlbear? Okay, Owlbear is going to attempt a mighty deed. So warriors and dwarves can attempt things called mighty deeds. It means that they always roll their deed die in addition to any rolls they do, and if he rolls a 3 or more on his deed die, he will succeed in his mighty deed. And it's like it could be anything. Called shot. It's like he's gonna try to knock this sucker down. Is what he's gonna try to do. And I just want to they get kind of specific on these in here. So I'm gonna check on weapon specific, rallying specific, pushbacks, trips and throws. There we go. Yeah, he's gonna try to knock this guy off his, since he's already kind of like, he's gonna see if he can knock him down. Right. Where did there you are. Yes. And then the 1d3 here. All right. Yes. Let's do this. Come on, man. 4-2. All right. This guy is not proving, or Just somebody else needs to be rolling these dice, I think. But Owlbear is just, I am not doing this guy justice tonight. Owlbear is a cool character. He does a lot of damage. He can shield bash. Oh, no, he can't even shield bash this guy. So, blah, 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 blah. All right, Supernova. Tina, Supernova Gosling. She has now got a chance to do something. She has a spider heading towards her. I don't know if she knows the spider's coming at her. She still has a one spell at her disposal. She has a pretty good, she's pretty good with longsword and a longbow. I think she sees the spider heading towards her. She's going to pull out her longsword. Yeah. All right. Tina's pulling out her longsword. Hellpugs. We got a large hellpug trying to gnaw on Sunburn's leg. He takes another gnaw. Oh, how many rounds was this supposed to be, by the way? He, do you remember how many rounds he's supposed to be enlarged? Chat? Anybody in chat? Anybody in chat wants to speak up and tell, and just like say what any of the heroes are going to do, or maybe any of the monsters, you know, feel free. Enlarge. So, no, doesn't seem to be. Yeah. It doesn't say. So he is that way now forever, or until he's dead. So, yeah. He rolled a 9 plus 2 plus 4 is 13. He just enough. Just enough. He's locked onto that leg and he is not letting go. He's doing 1d4 plus 1. 2. Another 2 points of damage. Sunburn's shaking her leg, trying to get this sucker off him. Origami Master. Out. Out. Brick. Alright, Brick and Splitfoot are circling each other. Brick is looking for a way in. He's now realizing his daggers might not be the best idea versus this heavily armored, not heavily armored, let's say well-armored orc warrior. So he's got to be a little bit more sneaky. Javelin's not going to do much for him in this. Oh, well, here's the deal. Thieves got, you know how you can burn luck in Dungeon Crawl Classics? Thieves had this thing where they can burn luck, but they get a little additional kick when they burn the luck. So, yeah, he's going to go in and he's going to see if he can't get lucky. Stab this sucker, this chick in the throat. Where's my 1d16? Here you are. Here you are, darling. Okay, so I'm going to roll this sucker twice. He's rolling 11 and 8. So, let's see. 11 plus 2 is 13. So, no, that would just suck. So the daggers only do 1d4. He's going to have to do something else. He's realizing that he's out. He's outclassed. This was maybe a bad idea for Brick. He's going to have to think of another plan. His daggers are not going to be enough. Even if he spent the luck, his daggers only do 1d4 each. And so the point is when he can hit with both of them, he could do 2d4, right? Plus one each. But this is what kind of hit points she's got. She's hardy as all get out. So okay, is that right? Yeah, she's got 19 hit points, so she's doing pretty good. So bricks. Sunburn, our cleric. All right, she is finally going to. She doesn't have to pull her mace out. She had her mace out the whole time. She is going to bash this sucker in its furry little stupid head. Finally, just bash it, Sunburn. She's got a beautiful pink dye for her. 9. Yeah. Anyway, 9 plus 2 is 11. This thing has an AC of 13, so she misses. That's a damn shame. All right. Beekeeper has pulled out his Teeter's Staff of Prodding, which I think is a good time for a word from our sponsor. You ever think you'd like to let a bunch of baby dragons crawl on you? Or maybe you're a stick your toe into green slime kind of person. Well, like Pa Teeter used to say, whatever floats your boat, down the river Styx. Come on down to Teeter's Pleasure Palace and strap your freak on. We've been serving folks since before the cataclysm. We've got clean fun, we got bad fun, we've got our lips are sealed by a very powerful spell fun. Say Teeter 3 times into a mirror and talk to one of our pleasure specialists today. Teeter's Pleasure Palace. What the hell is wrong with you? All right, that was a word from our sponsor. Now we are at Beekeeper. He has got a Teeter's Staff of Prodding, and he is taking a whack at this paper tiger. Yeah, whack at the paper tiger. And it is a freaking 2, man. It's not the dice. It's me. The Beekeeper takes a swing, and the tiger easily dodges him. But the Beekeeper has a bee. The Beekeeper has sent the bee, to Splitfoot to help Brick. The bee heads off towards, let's see here. What is going on here? So, that bee can move pretty fast. That bee is going to get to her now. The bee comes raging down on Splitfoot. Splitfoot had no idea this was coming until she hears that, and it's too late. But she steps away, and the bee flies around her, missing her with his stinger. Boo. His AC is 17. Yeah, he wasn't doing plus 17. Meanwhile, the Master of Riddles flies up to Tina. She freaks out. He goes, "Are you ready for my riddle?" No. He flies off. I love that guy. Okay. Splitfoot. The bee flies by her. She's got this asshole with 2 daggers trying to fight her. And she's got this big trench knife. What do you think, chat? Do you think she would take a slice at the bee or take a slice at Brick? Anybody got a thought on that or an opinion? What would our split tooth, crazy, nasty orc warrior do? Ask your inner orc warrior. I think she'd do both. Yeah. I think even though it's a big B, I think she would still see Brick as the bigger threat. So she's gonna take her knife right to Brick. She gets the 1d4 D die too, and here we go. Yeah, let's do that. Well, so she rolls bad too. It is definitely me rolling this crap. 3 and 3 is 6, plus her 4 is 10, which is not enough to hit Brick. So she takes a swipe and he dodges out. Maxitor, he is now, and he has now got his battle scythe out, and he takes a big swing at Owlbear, and he gets the 1d4 as well. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get a D die. He rolls a 15 plus 4 is 19, and he hits Owlbear. He's doing a lot of damage. He's doing 1 to 14 plus 4. Jeez. That is not good, man. This guy could wipe the whole party just on his own. Where's the 1d14 at? Aha, there you are. 1d14 plus 4. This is where me rolling like poop really comes in handy. Oh, here we go. It continues. Here he goes. He does 1 and no wait, is it? It's not. It's 1 plus 4. It's not 1d4, right? Yeah, 1d14 plus 4. 5 points of damage. That we can do. That does not kill Owlbear. Owlbear lets out a roar, and enough to where Sunburn looks over to see what had happened, seeing this beast guy standing over him, and finally got cut into him with his battle scythe right across Owlbear's midsection. Roar. Owlbear is pissed. So yeah, he's coming at him with his hand axe. Okay, so that was that's got to be, that was 2 rounds so far. That yeah, 2 rounds. So 4 more rounds of the extra armor class. The shield spell left by Beelzebub. Come on. Come on, Owlbear. Let's do this. And Owlbear fumbles. You gotta be kidding me. Owlbear's spinning a luck, so he doesn't fumble. Yes. So Owlbear gets lucky. He swings and completely misses him and almost falls over. Poor Owlbear. Okay, Supernova. Tina. Oh, hold on. Hold the phone. We got to back up. I tore up the Origami Master, and I shouldn't have, because he still has a paper tiger and a paper spider in play. I don't know why. Hold on. We need to look up monster summoning. I need to know if that's actually something that would happen. It's level 3. Like, does the animal stick around after the caster is gone? I'm beginning to think that maybe no. It says that in the... Okay. All right. No, I think he... Okay. The paper tiger and the paper spider. The spider is coming right at Tina, and she's drawing her longsword, and when the goblin dies, it kind of crumples and falls, and the tiger falls too, which means the beekeeper would not have had to necessarily use his staff, but now they're both free of that. So Supernova turns, and she had also heard the from she sees that Brick, Scott, and the bee are targeting that split foot, or the orc. So she looks over, and the big problem is the Maxitor, and she's got her long sword, and she's got a spell that she doesn't necessarily really want. She has a spell that it's flaming hands, right? Which is an innocent kind of, what, use it, man. Light this guy on fire. But the problem with this is when she casts flaming hands, she makes it rain not giant, but huge toads in the immediate area, which can not only make people slip and fall when they walk on them, but they can also fall on their heads, and it just happens out of nowhere. So she doesn't want to use it unless she absolutely has to. The last time she used it was on this big battle with all these ninjas, and it worked in their favor, but a couple of them took some damage from them. So she doesn't want to use her longbow with her, so she's rushing over with her longsword, and she's definitely close by enough to do it. So she's rushing over. And she's pretty decent with her longsword. She gets a +2, and she rolls a 7, and a +2 is 9, which is nowhere near what she needs. So she doesn't hit. I don't even know how to describe how these people keep missing so terribly. It sees her coming, and just kind of it uses armor to bash her sword out of the way. Hellpug. It is gnawing. It's just loving Sunburn's leg. Loving it. Oh yeah, loving it big time. Me love you big time. 1d4 +1. She cannot get this thing off her leg. Another 3 points of damage. Alright, this isn't funny anymore. She's got to do something about this guy. Brick, what you doing, buddy? Brick has decided that the daggers are not working against this orc warrior. He needs to do something else. He needs a new plan. Maybe if he got back far enough, he could. Let's see, what's his surroundings like? Not great. Does he have anything magical? No. Does he have anything big? No, he has a 50-foot rope. That's not going to work. There is the bee. He can't necessarily disengage. If he disengages, he will give the other person an opportunity strike. That does happen in Dungeon Crawl Classics as well. So he's got to go. He's got to go with the daggers. He's going to try the daggers again. He's got to get lucky at this point, and hopefully the bee will come in handy. So I'm going to roll. Okay, D16. I can roll D20s and just ignore the anything above 16 and re-roll. So we're gonna do that instead of rolling that D16 twice. Yes. All right, Brick. I got you 2 brick color dice. Let's do this. All right. Wow. So he rolls a 19 with 1 and a 1 fumble with the other. All right, he's going to spend a point of luck to not fumble with the 1 die. And then he's going to hit her with the 19, doing 1d4. Oh, actually, you know what? No, he didn't have the spin luck. My bad. He's got +2 on his melee attacks. So that was actually a 3. Oh, wait. Yeah. Well, no. He rolled a 1, so that would be a fumble. No, it's a 3. It's not like that. It's not like a critical. Okay. So he's going to do 1 + 1. He does 2 points of damage to her. He cuts her. You gotta expect to get cut in a knife fight. But first blood on the orc. She snarls. Her lips go. She liked it. Sunburn, what are you doing, babe? You got this thing. It's trying to gnaw your foot off. You need to get to Owlbear, start casting stuff. Owlbear needs you. You need to do something about this guy. Word of command. Why didn't we think of that before? Instead of swinging at this guy, she's going to cast Word of Command. She probably should have did this before. She just realized it now. Sit! Spell check. Come on. Oh my god. 2. Why? Why? Oh my gosh. So, oh shit. Okay, so she's spending a point of luck. No, not him. She's spending a point of luck to, oh, she's got decent luck too, 14. She's going to spend a point of luck to make that a 3 so that she doesn't fall in disfavor. It does open the range up to 1 through 3, but she doesn't fall in disfavor with her deity. She is doing a terrible job. Oh, you know what? No. She's going to do this. Not going to spend her luck. Okay, so in the last battle, at the end of the battle, they depending on the test, all the players get treasure. She got a special coin. It's called a ret coin, which allows her to rewind a roll. She's going to re-roll this. She's going to flip the coin to re-roll it. And doesn't do much better. Her spell checks are +3 though. Well, hold on. This is ridiculous. My rogue dice hate me. W, word of command. I'm gonna see what, I think it's 12. Honestly, I think it's 12. But we're gonna see. No. Fuck it though. It's a cleric spell. I'm looking at it completely differently. And I have it marked, so there we go. Yeah, so 12. How can we get to 12? She has a spell check of +3. 7 + 3 is 10. She's going to spend 2 luck. So that's 13 now, which is decent luck, in order to make this spell. Okay? She speaks a word. And she says, "Sit!" And it immediately goes, "Huh?" and sits. Whew. Sunburn. Done. Beekeeper. All right, Beekeeper's tiger fell apart in front of him. So he is now free to help. Yes. He's still rocking force manipulation. He casted it twice, so he's getting a +2. He's going to cast it again, this time targeting the orc. Because it's obvious that Brick is outclassed over there. He needs help. 7, really? Oh, okay, so... No, he rolls 7, +4, his base check is 11, +2 is 13. So he is definitely doing it. He's gonna be able to do the... He pulls on the blue and throws it at the orc for 2d6. 6 points of damage. Orc takes it. She did not expect this. She gets hit hard and almost knocks her up against the wall. She had no idea. When she looks over, she sees the Beekeeper like this, and the crowd, she yells Beekeeper, and she's like, "Damn, Beekeeper, are you ready for my riddle?" No one's ready for your riddle. It's Splitfoot's time. Well, she's got a bee flying around her. She got this guy in front of her with his two little knives. She's got a trench knife out. She grits her teeth, and she's hoping she can take this guy out quickly. 4. But she's rolling terrible too. She rolls not enough to get him. He dodges easily. Maxitor. Okay, here we go. He is going to swing again at Owlbear. He screams and swings. It might not be very good for Owlbear whatsoever. Not the pink one. I'm going to do this one. He rolls an 11. +4 is 15. Owlbear's armor class is 16. So, Maxitor swipe again. And Owlbear ducks and rolls. Comes up. He's not going to hit him again, even though it hurts. He does that, and he comes up. He's he's bleeding more. It's like but he ducks and rolls, comes up to kind of to the side of Maxator, and comes at his knees again with his hand axe. Well, I go like this, but he comes at it with his hand axe and his shield. This was the third round. He rolls a 2. Whatever. Moving on. Supernova, Tina. She takes a swing at the Maxator with her. She's a blue. She's kind of a blue with her longsword. She does not hit. Her sword bounces off the magic shield she knows is there. She knows that Commodore's cast because she tried to cancel it. The Hellpug sits nicely. Brick. Oh, you know what? The Beekeeper. All right, we got to roll. The Beekeeper, Bee Nasty, tries to take another sting at Splitfoot. He rolls an 18. Her armor class is 17. The bee hits. Bee Nasty hits for 3. Stings are good in the arm. She gets her. Brick, feeling pretty good now. She got this orc got hit. He's gonna attempt to. Comes in with his 2 knives. Were those cool? Yeah, there we go. Come on, Brick. 1 hits at 18. 1d4 plus 1. 3 points of damage. He gets in there, gets her good in the ribs. Sunburn, free of the silly little dog, turns her attention to the Maxator. What's she gonna do? Supernova's in there. She's going to attempt word of command again. She's gonna word of command the Maxator and tell him to stop. Oh my gosh. Let's see what happens. Her range of disfavor is 1 to 3 now, and she rolled a 3. So she's now gotten disfavor from her god. And that means she's got to roll on the disfavor chart. Honestly, I've never done that before. And I want to see what happens. I gotta figure out where the heck that is, though. Is there a disfavor chart here? No. I need the index, please. Okay. Ah, there we are. Disfavor. Disapproval. Sorry, not disfavor. Disapproval. 122. All right. One d4 for every point on the spell check. Oh, geez. So she's got to roll a 3d4. 3d4. So I'm assuming the higher she goes up, the worse the effect is. 1, 2, 5. The cleric must undergo the test of humility. For the remainder of the day, she must defer to all other characters and creatures as if they were her superiors. Failure means she immediately loses all spellcasting ability for the remainder of the day. Okay, well, that ain't so bad, right? Her disapproval is now 1 to 4, so that's not good. But she's got to defer, so we'll take care of that later. In the battle, doesn't much matter. Beekeeper, MVP, what you doing, bro? The Bee Nasty is taking another swipe at Splitfoot. 19 plus 5. He's doing One to. Okay, so he's hitting her for 5. The bee comes in, slams into her back. She sings, she screams out, and she yells, "Yield, yield!" And she drops down. And Brick is he doesn't show it, but he's kind of happy. The crowd goes nuts. Yeah, because I mean these are all paid monsters. They don't for the games. They don't necessarily have to die. She yields, but the Maxitor he's not yielding, and this gives the Master of Riddles time to ask the beekeeper if he's ready for his riddle now. He says, no. The beekeeper, seeing his bee and seeing that happen, turns his attention now to the remaining enemy in this. The pug is still going to be in this fight though, but the Maxitor is still raging. Yep. Still riding the force manipulation high. I don't see why the beekeeper wouldn't do it again. Why not? Throws a bolt of pure energy. He's rolling. He rolls a 26. He rolls a 26. Higher you are in the chart, the more crazy shit you can do. So let's see what 26 will let him do. The caster creates a wall of force, square per level, 10-foot square per level in size. The wall cannot move, but grants complete protection from all physical attacks, magic missiles, heat, cold, and lightning. The wall takes the damage inflicted by such attacks. The wall lasts 1d6 turns. Wow. Or takes 50 points of damage. So the idea is, or he can do the spell, do the apple, the bolt of energy. But I'm almost thinking. He puts it around Owlbear. But would that mean Owlbear can't get through? Yeah, Owlbear would not appreciate him doing something like that. So he rolled really good, but he's gonna just hit this guy with his bolts, doing 7 points of damage. So finally, the Maxitor takes some damage. He doesn't like that, but he's in no way, shape, or form down the count. Are you ready for my riddle? No one's ready for your riddle, bro. Splitfoot. She's out. Maxitor screams, looks around. He's noticed that he's the only one in town. We're going to roll for morale for this guy, actually. He rolls a 3. If he rolls below 10, so the Maxitor looks around. He sees that everyone else is gone. A couple of people are dead. Splitfoot, who he respects, because he's known that she's been around for a while, is on her knees pleading. He drops his scythe, and the whistles go. A referee runs in. He goes, I'm sorry. This wasn't supposed to happen this way. But wow, okay. Crowd goes nuts. Let's see, what did the characters get this time around for this? Do they get anything? Oh, each of the PCs wins a year's supply of figs, dates, and honey from Imperial Provisions of Rosetta. That's nice. That's really nice. Wow, that took exactly as long as I thought it was going to take. Roughly 2 hours to get through that, but that was fun. Really fun. I got to try some stuff I hadn't been able to try before. I hadn't been able to get a chance to try out dueling, spellcasting dueling in Dungeon Crawl Classic, so that's cool. I really wish I could have rolled better in a couple instances, but being able to use the luck at times was cool. Yeah. Yep. So that was well. That's going to conclude. That's going to be a big battle for they now are going to. Oh, are you ready for my riddle? So the riddle. Finally, the referees go, okay, you're ready to go, but there's still part of this challenge you need to finish, and that's when the floating head comes up. Are you ready for my riddle now? And everybody looks at each other. Okay, and he goes, I herald joy, deliver madness, sacrificed at sea a naming, grape shot to unleash the dancers, siren to incite the lover, tomorrow still as death forsaken. Tonight I dance and woo and sparkle. What am I? So I'm going to leave that to chat to figure out. And then we'll get the answer in the beginning of next week as our heroes continue into the dungeon here in Toronto. And that will be it for tonight. Follow the Liching Hour here or on YouTube. Every X crawls are every Saturday night. A campaign where I'm running with we're on our second adventure right now. Is when I say we, it's me and chat and whoever speaks up in chat of 6 characters. That is on Friday nights, both at the Liching Hour at 12 a.m. So catch you then. Viva la Dungeon! And now I gotta go over and stop streaming.